My bad, guys. I think I found the biggest tree. The biggest standing tree. I'll show you another tree that they cut down, who's huge. This one's alive. This one is also giant. We didn't measure this. We've never seen this tree in this woods. So, me and my friend will probably measure this thing. Yeah, this is a giant tree. These things are ancient, probably around the Indians. Wow. What a beast. These things are old. I'll show you some more trees. Wow. So here's another tree that I look at. And because it's right along the trail, we ride by it quite a bit. That other one was kind of on the edge of the woods. It's a shagbark hickory, another huge tree. So it's not as big as the one I just showed you, but I'll show you. And I think it's kind of funny because it's so close to this other little one. But yeah, 2 shagbark hickories grown pretty much in the same spot. Cool. Here's another one. It's also another pretty big tree. These trees look so cool to me. They just look ancient. And there's like another tree right there. It's also an ancient. It's just like huge. Trees like this just get me. I don't know why. They just look really cool. So, yeah. Oh, sorry for the sun. But, yep. That's 2 more. I'll go show you some more. Here's another one of the big trees. There were loggers that came through just this winter, and they cut down a bunch of trees in our woods. Yeah, I get they cut down some of them because they're big, dead, and we didn't want them to fall. But they looked cool. Just ancient pieces of wood sitting straight up. Oh, the stories that these lines could tell. Here's another one of them ancient trees. They didn't cut it down. It was still alive, grown well. But kind of hard to see. Get up close. There are some giant trees in this woods. Yep, I'll go show you some more. So here are 3 more of those trees that they cut down. They were really big. We were thinking of building a fort around them, but we changed it to over there. But yeah, so we use these 2 stumps to just shatter glass. We pick up the glass, put it. If we find any glass or rocks in the field, it'd be nice. Check it at the glass bottles and make sure no glass gets into the field, because that won't be good. But yeah, we just use these stumps as shattering tables. That's what we call them, because we throw that rock just right on them and it just shatters. I'll probably show you a few videos of them sometime. But yeah, there's 3 more of those ancients. Okay, so when this tree was cut down, it was a dead tree. And we didn't want it to fall on the fort, because it was right there. It is not even 30, 40 feet away from the fort. Like, these loggers, they could have just had some bad feeling that day, and they could have just felled this tree straight onto that fort. But they didn't. I'm pretty sure they either made it fall that way or that way. But I don't know which way they made it fall, because if you look up there, there's no branches broke off of this tree. And so I don't really know where they made this tree fall. So yeah, also another decently big tree. Okay, this was everybody's favorite tree in this woods. It is huge. It's the biggest tree in the woods. It was the biggest tree in the woods. But it died not that long ago. So they cut it down, and they had it laying right here. You can tell where they made it fall. They had a big chunk of it laying right here, and they scooped it up not too long ago and took off with it. But this tree, I'm pretty sure, me and my buddy, we measured it. I think it was 17 inches, not inches, 17 feet and 17 feet 3 inches, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember, but maybe we'll measure it again and get it on video. But this was like everybody's favorite tree because someone had a ladder that they put a ladder on the tree, and you would climb up, and there'd be, because it was like a giant 3-way fork. Like each branch was really, really thick, and you could just climb on it. It was so fun. It was everybody's favorite tree in this woods. We loved it, but it died, so they had to cut it down. So that was pretty sad. So here's 2 trees right there that are decently big, and then tree way back there. You can kind of see it as we go up. Yeah, that's 3 big trees, and then another shagbark hickory giant. They're big, so, but they grew fast, so they're probably not that old. Here's another tree they cut down. Pretty big, but I mean, it's not as big as the big one that I showed you earlier. Here's another one of those ancient trees. So the reason they cut this down wasn't because it was dead. Well, it was a live tree. But me and my brother came out here after a big windstorm, and we were just looking at the damage, and it was still a bit windy, probably 20-mile-an-hour gusts, and we saw the roots coming just up and down, up and down. And we were like, that's not good. That's not good at all. So we told our parents, and my mom, she's on town council, so we got her to talk about getting a logger out here and cutting some trees down. And they put a big red X on it, 2 actually, and they cut this sucker down. But the thing is, I like this tree too, because my brother, he had a fort in that like Y of trees right there, and he had probably 3 stories of pallets. Him and his buddies, he had so much fun. And right here, you can't really see it anymore. It's really overgrown back here. I had a hard time getting on top of this stump, but there is a bunker right down there in a hole right there. And they boys being boys, they threw hatchets at the tree, because, I mean, you can see how many times they hit the tree with the hatchets and stuff, because they were just having fun. And then they got tired of building, so they left, and then me and my buddies came in and we started building. It's kind of a rotation of things that happens in this woods. But yeah, they cut down this tree. They cut down all these trees earlier this year. But yeah, we got some logs from it because they didn't take it, because it was so far back in the woods they didn't even want it. But there's another tree back there, a white oak. We'll be coming to it. Yeah, so I'm making, and it's just crazy damage that happened when this tree fell. We did that damaged by ourselves, but like, this is some big stuff going on here. Like, that's a big branch. Look at that. That's my foot. I wear 7.5 boot. It's pretty big. Yeah, I'll go back to that white oak. So it sucks getting back here. There are so many thorns, but here it is. Another really big tree. Yeah, pretty big. So, got a few more trees to show after this. But this tree, you can climb up in it. If you pull yourself up onto that branch, get your foot in that Y, you can climb around in this tree as much as you want. It's really fun. Just gotta be careful. Okay, so last year during that windstorm where me and my brother came out here to check damage, we saw this was laying on the ground, and it was actually laying out in this bean field. Yeah, it fell down. Came back here, took a look, and that's just cool. It's still growing. You can see it's still growing. This stump is still growing. This is crazy. But we are digging like a bunker in here. So yeah, if we'll probably make videos of that too. It's already pretty deep. We've been pulling out dirt for a few months. But yeah, this is also a really big tree that fell on its own. But yep. Here is a maple tree, I'm pretty sure. It's pretty cool. Good branches. It looks really healthy. I did use a sawzall to cut about an inch in there to see if I could get some sap to come out or some maple syrup or something. I bet I gotta go deeper than that. Some water did flow down though, so I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, pretty cool. And then another tree over here, they cut it down. I'd say that's a pretty big log right there. That's a crap ton of firewood out of that. That's really big. And that hole right there, we're gonna see, we might build an outhouse out here. But I'll show you where this log came from. Those loggers came out here. They cut this tree down. Also, a really big tree. Ooh, what's that? Yeah, also a really big tree. Cut it down. Sad. But it was dead. That was their job. They were told to. And they came out here with the tractor and pushed that log off to the side, so we gotta use it. Use it for something. An outhouse. That's what we're using it for. But yeah, this is also another pretty big tree. They cut it down though, so that sucks. And to wrap it up, got another maple tree, another beast. So there we are.